Dear viewers, welcome back to the analysis of Yoleno TV. Wetangula is one of those speakers who seems to be operating differently. One of the roles of a Speaker of the Republic of Kenya, of the National Assembly per se, is that he is supposed to balance the right of the majority to conduct business with the right of the minority. Again, the Speaker is supposed to make sure that the members respect each other. And again, the Speaker is supposed to be neutral and avoid taking public positions. So why am I bringing analysis on this Wetangula's conduct? Yesterday in Wanjigi, Wetangula attended an event that Kenya Kwanza have always been terming as, Thanksgiving prayers. But most people have realized that these meetings have always been political campaign meetings. So in another way, the government is trying to campaign indirectly and probably positioning themselves for 2027 re-election. So yesterday we saw Wetangula made a speech at the ground in Wanjigi County, and
ukabila na uoga yenye watu walikuwa wanauziwa haikufua dafu. In fact, those who are purveying falsehoods about ethnicity, fear about the unknown, have now retreated to shame. Na watabaki na hiyo aibu mpaka Yesu arudi. Kwa sababu Wakenya wamesonga mbele. Na vile Watanzania wanasema, unajua kama iko kazi na mtu anapewa hiyo kazi, kama ni mtu hivi hivi, Watanzania wanasema mtu amepata kazi. Lakini kama ni mtu anashika steering sawa sawa kama William Ruto, wanasema kazi imepata mtu.
If you listen to that speech carefully, then you realize that Wetangula was in another way trying to campaign for William Samoei Ruto. Even went to an extent of saying that William Samoei Ruto to rule for 10 years. That is now the 2 terms. Because you know the Republic of Kenya gives mandate to maximum of 2 terms. 2 terms are 10 years. So I would attribute that remark that Wetangula issued in that event to the recent speculations that have been peddled that Raila Odinga could be angling for a 2027 election battle with William Samoei Ruto. But why am I bringing Wetangula into this analysis? You know that there has been previous speakers of the National Assembly. And like I said, one of the functions of the speaker is to balance the right of the majority to conduct business with the right of the minority, and also to ensure that members respect each other, and also to make sure that he plays a neutral role. By the virtue of him playing a neutral role, that means he is not supposed to take sides with any party. But of course, we know that Wetangula was voted in by the Kenya Kwanza brigades. So perhaps that's the reason why we've been noticing Wetangula taking sides with the Kenya Kwanza. And that is contrary to the roles that have been assigned, or the roles which are the speaker is supposed to handle. So I want to go through a list of the previous speakers, and then we try to relate Wetangula's case with those previous speakers. Now you understand that in the year 1970 to 1982, that is 1988 April, one of the longest serving speakers has been Frederick Mbithi Gideon Mati, and he was a speaker from 1970 to 1988. And Frederick Mbithi took from Humphrey Slade. That is literally one of those first speakers after the colonial government. So afterwards, there were other 2 speakers that came into the limelight. But then our focus is in 1993 to 2008 Now that is Francis Ole Kaporo, and he was elected under the KANU ticket by the KANU brigades in the National Assembly. Now in 2008 to 2013, we had Kenneth Marende, who came during the coalition government between RAILA and the late President Kibaki. During Kenneth Marende's tenure, we realized that Kenneth Marende was not partisan. He used to balance, the business of the house. He was never biased. Then there was Justin Muturi from 2013 to 2022, and also Justice Muturi, as much as he was in Jubilee, he tried to balance, tried not to be partisan. But Moses Wetangula has acted in a way that is not the like of a true National Assembly Speaker. If you follow the proceedings of that event yesterday, then you will notice that Moses Wetangula was merely reducing himself to a campaigner, a political campaigner. If you look at the government structure, we have the executive, we have the parliament, and then we have the judiciary. Picture this. What if you find yourself in a scenario whereby now Martha Koome is campaigning for William Samoei Ruto? How will that look like? So that's why if we really look at what Wetangula, or how Wetangula was conducting himself, it is, one would easily say that Wetangula does not understand his role to date. He doesn't understand his position. The fact that the government structure gives the executive, judiciary, and the parliament almost equal powers means that Wetangula is not supposed to conduct himself the way he conducted himself yesterday, when he literally reduced himself to the likes of Sudi, the likes of Kipchumba Murkomen, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, the likes of Ndindi Joro, by now campaigning for William Samoei Ruto. He is the Speaker of the National Assembly, and he's supposed to act according to the law. That means he's supposed to be non-partisan, number one. Number two, he's supposed to make sure that he balances between the majority and the minority's rights. He's supposed to make sure that the rights of all these are taken into considerations. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I think as to having been what Wetangula is supposed to adhere to. What do you think about this conduct of Wetangula? Do you think the conduct of Wetangula is according to the law? Please share what you think about that below the comment section there. And I promise to go through them and answer them one after another. But I had only those few remarks, but please, as usual, as I'm winding up, I would like to urge any first-time viewer or regular viewer who's not subscribed to the channel to please subscribe to our channel and continue supporting our channel. And I would like to say thank you so much for all those who've been supporting us to this date. We're still on our journey to 15,000 subs, and I hope that you will support this channel and make it grow to that level. Once again, I'd like to say thank you so much, and may God bless you as we meet again for another analysis.